Ray Anderson, the great industrialist who is leading the second industrial revolution and has written about it in Confessions of a Radical Industrialist. He is our guest. Bill Russell, I, Paula Gordon. I am pleased to call you Ray. You have become a friend over many years now. It's been interesting to watch this early leader, early adopter, to watch you go from ground zero. There just weren't industrialists who were thinking that way, which of course that's one more of that one person doing what he knew how to do was Paul Hawken writing the book. And then the question of how come not more is one that I think we all have to really address, because it is yet to be mainstream. I would that since last we met you, yeah, there's been a lot of progress, but it is not yet mainstream. So it's still a sermon that needs preaching.
Yeah, I think, the corporations are still trying to figure out the business model. Does it really work? Can they still meet shareholder requirements and also serve the planet? Our experience is unequivocal, yes. It's a better way to a bigger profit, better for the planet, better for the shareholder. The business case has become crystal clear in our experience. And that is the point of the book, really, is to lift up the example that says, hey, there's a better way. And here it is, and here's how you do it. There's 15 years of blood, sweat, and tears in that book.
I was really impressed at how many. I said, "Oh, is he going to give away trade secrets?" Well, sure. You want a secret? Here, here, please. That seems to be part of this larger shifting paradigm. Yes.
Yeah, and at the same time, we view the sustainability initiative as competitive advantage, and it is proving to be that in terms of costs being down, not up, because we were lucky enough to stumble on the first face of the mountain sustainability, the face of waste elimination, and have been saving money from day one by attacking waste. And then excuse me, I lost my train of thought there.
The fact that you're willing to share what looks like
the competitive advantage, right? And then the goodwill of the marketplace has been astonishing. The same people who were asking that question 15 years ago, what is your company doing, have embraced the company for what we're obviously trying to do. Our products are the best they've ever been as our product designers began to understand sustainable design for sustainability. I want to say sustainable design, we're not there yet, but design for sustainability. It opened up a wellspring of innovation. Ideas that they never would have dreamed of began to emerge that have given direction to our product development effort that we wouldn't have had in any circumstance other than the sustainability initiative. And then the people, our people, are just galvanized around the shared higher purpose. Maslow said it a long time ago, at the top of that pyramid of human needs is this need for self-actualization, which translates into being associated with something bigger than ourselves, a higher purpose. So you put those together, cost down, products better, people galvanized, motivated, and customers embracing the company. I don't know what else there is that undergirds shareholder value.
So much for proprietary.
So good for the planet and good for the shareholder. That's doing well by doing good. That's what that phrase means. So right, so smart.
When we talked to you a decade ago, I will say candidly, I was skeptical that you could hold your own in the pure economic marketplace, which has some some dishonesty in it, and the pricing mechanisms and the market mechanisms, the externalities, all the things that you're very familiar with. And I will say it was just immensely. I just sort of sat there and giggled as you went through the numbers
in the book
of what you have been able to do, the net savings, just the economic payoff of the kinds of things that you're talking about far exceeded anything that I would have thought was possible, and I think may have surprised you a little bit.
Well, we didn't know going in. We knew it was the right thing to do, but very quickly when we saw the reaction of the marketplace, we knew it was also smart in a strict business sense. We set out to eliminate waste. Eliminate waste. Well, we're hardly halfway there, but the savings or the cost avoidance for over $400 million over the years.
That you could then spend elsewhere?
Yeah, we've deployed some of it elsewhere. Some of it's going to the bottom line. A portion of it is going into R&D and into the capital investments and the process changes, all the things that you needed to do, and to transform a petro-intensive company into one that is independent of the oil well.
Transform.
Yeah.
That's a big word, idea, effort. Transform?
Transform, yeah. Yep.
This is part
Change completely.
This is part of being a radical industrialist, isn't it?
I guess so. Yeah, to change the business model completely. In mid-stride, and a successful company, close to $1 billion in sales, to change its business model so completely.
And a lot of this, I think, it seems to me, just going back, that the leadership, the unambiguous commitment that you had, and presumably your board was supporting you in this, frequently, and you're right about it, frequently the threat is one of greenwash, of doing just enough to appear to be doing something. And the people out in the field understand that. They know when games are being played at headquarters, and they will just sort of hunker down until this particular fad passes by. And American industry, and I suspect worldwide, is notorious for fads passing through. And it seems that part of what you were able to do is just that unambiguous commitment to a radical objective. And your consistency in supporting that and making it the centerpiece of everything the organization did that made all this possible.
Yeah, you had the right word, consistent and persistent, and patience. There's a sort of a dichotomy there between persistence and patience, but it really does take that combination, because we didn't get into this mess overnight. We're not going to get out of it overnight, and you have to invent your way out of the mess that you invented your way into.
How do you describe the mess?
The mess? Well, the mess is that every living system and every life support system of the global biosphere is in decline. Now, picture an economy that can operate without air, without water, without energy, without food, without materials, without climate regulation, without an ultraviolet radiation shield, without pollination, without seed dispersal, without water distribution through the hydrologic cycle, without a carbon cycle, including photosynthesis. Picture an economy operating without those. Well, you have nothing.
I think you have
just
Venus.
What you have just described, of course, is the goose that lays all the golden eggs. That's what nature is. And like Jack and the Beanstalk, we learned as children that you shouldn't squeeze the goose to death. But that's exactly what we're doing with nature. Nature's the goose, and we're squeezing the goose to death. And at the end of that road lies suicide. That's very, very clear. And anybody that wants to stop and think about it. But thinking is hard.
Well, and facing something that dire.
Yeah, and just think,
I'm going to go to work and not think about it.
And to think that I could do anything about it, or you could do anything about it. Well, okay, power of one and one and one and one. It is absolutely, you talk about transformation, it is one mind at a time. You can't dictate how people will think. People think their own thoughts, and in their heart of hearts, they either come to this on their own or they avoid it. And avoidance is so oftentimes the easy thing to do.
But that's where the consistency and the persistence come in.
Exactly.
You change the culture, which essentially is how people see the world around them. And once they see the world differently, then the tool sets, the insights that they bring to it can contribute to furthering that objective.
Absolutely. It's a matter of worldview. What is your view of reality? What is your paradigm for how things really are? And once you come to this understanding that the earth is finite, we treat it as if it's infinite, but it's truly finite. You can see it from space. That's it. There isn't any more. There's the energy input from the sun, and there's the sphere, the biosphere, and that's all that we've got, to sustain life into the indefinite future. Well, how long is that? Well, it's a long, 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 long time. And
if we're lucky.
Yeah, if we're lucky, right. And if we, if a 1,000th generation from now is to be born into a livable world, we have to start the change now, or there won't be a livable world. And that's the urgency of the long view.
This is Ray Anderson. Let me interrupt now so I don't have to interrupt again for another 12 minutes. We are pleased, Bill Russell and I, to be with Ray Anderson. We trust you'll be with us when we come back in a moment.